What's going on this week in Nerf?
Welcome to This Week in Nerf, your source for first-party, third-party, and community Nerf news. I'm Adriana, and this week we've got some gold blasters, we've got some leaks pouring out, and we've got some cool stuff from the Halo universe coming up, so let's talk about it. Gold X-Shot blasters are popping up all over the place. They are no longer just shelf pieces for influencers. The Royale Edition gold-plated X-Shot blasters can be found all across stores in Canada and in the US. Of the blasters that we've already seen, the Hawkeye and the Reflex 6 are currently listed on Walmart.com. The Reflex costs $10 and no price yet for the Hawkeye. The Kickback can be found on Toys R Us Canada for $12 Canadian or a 2-pack for $20. There's also a few new blasters, well, new reskins in gold. The Crusher, now under the name Omega, has been spotted at Walmart for $30, and additionally the Turbo Advance was spotted for sale online at Sam's Club for $30 as well, and all in gold, which is pretty cool actually. We've also got some news on the Mandalorian Ambient Phase Pulse Rifle. That name is such a mouthful. The Unboxing Channel, each to their own, got their hands on the limited edition early. They're not Nerfers, but they put out some pretty good info on the blaster regardless. They say it fires pretty hard, although there's no chronograph and they're basically just plinking around the office, which is fine. That's how a lot of people use blasters. It does have some really cool paint and it's got some neat faux weathering effects around the metal parts, and that's just a nice touch. The lights and sounds are definitely there. It makes a super satisfying laser charging noise when you close the breech, which is so cool. They did mention that it's a little bit awkward to shoulder. The stock on the Nerf version is way shorter than the one in the show, so you kind of have to tuck it underneath your elbow. And the Reddit user, Herbie Lemon, was also able to get their hands on one from EB Games. And no, I don't mean the orange one, I mean the limited edition. So I guess they're available at EB Games somehow. I'm not sure when we'll start seeing the orange version, but I hope soon. I hope really soon. Sit down, get comfortable, grab a raincoat, because it's leaky in here. First up, Microshots. Entertainment Earth has a listing up for the first wave of Minecraft Microshots. The case includes 2 of each blaster, the Ghast, Guardian, and Ender Dragon. And there's also a listing for the 6th and final wave of Fortnite Microshots. This includes 1 Rainbow Smash, 1 Peely, 1 Yonder, and 3 Bombs Away Microshots. And according to this listing, these cases will be available around January of next year for $66, although, of course, with these leaks, content, price, and release date are all subject to change. And while we're on the topic of Fortnite, ChickenMaster99 dug up a listing for the Fortnite Flare. It appears to be a Jolt of some sort, although we're not sure if it's a single shot or a smart AR or some kind of shotgun blaster just yet. The Walmart listing puts it at $16, but we know almost nothing else. And ChickenMaster99 also found a listing for the 2.0 Eagle Point RD8. And that comes along with a description of the blaster leaked by Utter Travesty and an image from Null and Void 0. So we've actually got a lot of information on this new Elite 2.0 blaster. It's a bolt-action Springer revolver and fires from an 8-round non-removable cylinder. It's got a comfy-looking integrated stock and comes with an N-strike barrel and scope. The release date is unknown, but Chicken Master's leak puts this blaster at $21, and Utter Travesty says that it should be releasing in January of next year. Utter Travesty also gave us a big pile of leaks from German distribution site HL Hose Handle. And while there isn't a picture with the listing, we now have a description for the Raptor Slash. It is a 6-start capacity blaster with a rotating drum. So that sounds a little bit like a disruptor and not like a melee blaster like I was hoping. Oh well, we can't have it all. The site says it can be had for 22 pounds, which is pretty high for a disruptor, but these sites are always known for being unreliable with pricing, and the release is set for January of next year. I told you we had leaks because they are still coming. Next up is the Prospect QS4. This listing mentions 4 separate barrels and the name scheme follows the Alpha Strike Fang, so it's probably safe to assume that this is a smart AR blaster. The listing also notes a fixed telescopic sight, which could be interesting. It has a tentative price of £11 with a tentative release in January of next year. And finally, something new, the Nerf Elite 2.0 Ranger Play-Doh 5. That is a weird name with no picture and no description. Is Play-Doh a code name? Is there going to be a Dolly crossover? I hope that I get Play-Doh and blasters at the same time because both of those things are amazing. I have no idea what this could be, but we do know it'll be around 23 pounds and also slated to release in January of next year. I want Play-Doh with my blaster. Rapid strikes. Pew, 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 pew. Yeah, there's no battery again. Dart Zone Max blasters have been spotted in Singapore. The Mark II, the Aeon, and the Nexus were found at BHG department store, although according to Dart Zone Singapore's Instagram, Dart Zone blasters can be found at all major department stores and online through toyster.sg, and the Spectrum should be coming soon. And in other Dart Zone news, they have published a lefty MK2 holster, which is pretty darn cool, actually. It looks like it might be a little bit difficult to print, but I love to see this kind of community engagement from such a large company. That's awesome that they're willing to give that to us to make ourselves. It's something we've been asking for. Pretty cool to have. Do you want a lever action rival takedown but can't order off a Taobao? Well, Silver Fox has you covered. This lever action conversion kit from Shania won our Mod of the Week several weeks ago, and we are proud to announce that it can now be had from Silver Fox Industries for $75. There's no word yet on whether the Saturn kit will be available, but cross my fingers, hopefully. Designer haphazardly named has put out files on Thingiverse for a Dart Zone Mark III muzzle delete with a few twists. The first one is that the file set includes step files, meaning that if you want to design your own Mark III muzzle, you have the designer's blessing to use the geometry in the file as a starting point to make whatever your heart desires. Open source is super cool. The files also include a flexible adapter that can fit the Nexus muzzle attachment, although the designer says that that needs to be printed in PETG to work properly. And it's just, I love seeing open source stuff. It's so cool. Designer The Cow 314 published a folding battery stock for the Griffin 3D printed flywheeler this week. The Griffin has a steady cult following of remixes, and we've seen folding stocks for it and battery stocks, but I think that this is the first one to be both at the same time. It folds to the side and has space for a beefy 2200 mAh 3S battery plus an XT60. The designer recommends heat shrinking the wires too, as they are a little bit exposed when the blasters fold it up. If you like flywheels and seeing big numbers on chronographs, then you probably already know about the Daybreak wheels. These high-performance wheels from Kuriaka are capable of reaching the highest performance that flywheelers can get, and they just got an update. It was actually a couple of weeks ago, but I missed it. I'm sorry. The new Kepler wheels, or Daybreak V2s, feature a groove going down the center of the wheels that Kuriaka says should get a higher FPS, though maybe at the cost of consistency. He's always looking for more data to improve the design, so if you buy a pair, make sure to send him your chrono numbers so he can make improvements and make everything even better. The wheels can be had for $17 on Curry's Etsy or €15 from blastertime.eu. There's a new Phoenix on the block. The worker teased the Phoenix 2.0. It's basically a reshell with a more real steel body and a few new electronic features. The stock and the foregrip both appear to be removable, and it's still only compatible with angled talons. The release is planned in mid-November and at a price point somewhere around $180 to $200 according to Wacom. That is a lot of money for something that only hits 150 FPS with 6 motors. The Dart Zone Mark III was originally meant to be in Canada at the same time as the US, but they had some technical difficulties with the Amazon site, meaning it's still not available quite yet. But there's now a link available in the description to add the blaster to a wish list if you're a Canadian Nerfer. Those should be available to purchase in about 2 weeks. Hasbro unveiled the newest limited blaster at PulseCon last Saturday, the Halo Needler. This is a full auto blaster that fires from a 10-dart revolving drum and takes 6 AAs. But it's also a Springer. It is fully motorized internals that are based on the Dart Tag Speed Swarm. I'm a little bit curious what the performance is on this. I would assume Speed Swarm, that would make the most sense. It is as close as possible to a 1-to-1 replica of the Halo Infinite model. They worked really closely with 343 Studios using in-game assets and renders to create this blaster. It features capacitive lighting, so all you have to do is hold the blaster and it slowly lights up over time. And there's some sweet detailing on the mandible of the blaster, and the needles even blink out over time as the drum empties, which is super duper cool. And if you want to impress some friends at a LAN party, the display stand also keeps the LEDs active for up to 2 hours, which I actually think is awesome. It's available for pre-order for $100 at Hasbro Pulse and Amazon, and will ship in November of next year, or so the site says. If the Mando rifle is anything to go by, we may see a retail version of this on the shelves for cheaper, so up to you if you want to open up your wallet or not. You know, I'm not your dad. And now, it's time to show you the first ever back-to-back Mod of the Week winner from Banshee Indian, Gary. And just a warning, this one is really gross, so skip ahead using the timestamps if you don't want to see that. It's gross. So this knockout, I think, is a fleshy, bony, veiny, pussy, gross thing that I definitely do not want to touch. My favorite parts of this blaster are the chipped bone barrel and the spine-like tack rail. Ugh. And my least favorite parts of the blaster are the teeth and the pussy growths. Ugh. I hate looking at it, but it's the most well-executed blaster of this time since Nerf's Tetsuo. And thanks for sharing it, I think. Happy Halloween, everybody. And that is all the news I have for this week. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for your patience for getting this video out. It's a little bit late. My apologies. As always, you can show your support down there by clicking all the buttons, like, subscribe, and you can comment which leak you're looking forward to the most. Personally, I want to know what the heck that Ranger Play-Doh is. I mean, what could be better? Nerf and Play-Doh. Just Play-Doh blasters? It's so strange. I need to know. I'm sure it'll be fun, whatever it is. Anyway, thank you very much. I'm gonna go now, and I'll see you 2 weeks, 9 a.m. Pacific on Mondays. You know, if everything goes as planned. Goodbye.